Hey folks, welcome back to Channeling Atticus, where we break down legal issues in plain English so you can protect yourself and your rights. I'm your host, Matt Green, and today we're talking about car wrecks, specifically what insurance companies don't want you to know when you're involved in one. Now, I know dealing with a car accident is stressful. One moment you're cruising along, and the next, bam, you're on the side of the road, heart racing, wondering what to do next. That's exactly why this episode is so important. You know, the more you know now, the better prepared you'll be if you ever find yourself in that situation. So let's get into it. First things first, always call the police. Always. Even if the accident seems minor, even if the other driver says, hey, let's just handle this between us, don't do it. Here's why. One, the police report creates an official record of what happened. And trust me, that's the first thing an insurance company is going to ask for. If there's no report, it's your word against the other drivers, and that's a gamble you don't want to take. Two, people are far less likely to lie to a police officer than they are to you. I've seen it happen. A driver promises they'll cover the damages, they hand over what looks like valid insurance info, and then poof, they disappear. Or worse, you find out later they weren't even insured. But if the police show up, that kind of deception becomes a crime. Having an officer on the scene means everything is documented properly. Who was driving, what insurance they have, and even details like where your car was towed. These things might seem small in the moment, but they make a big difference later. Okay, let's talk about another big mistake people make. Giving a recorded statement to the other driver's insurance company. Listen to me carefully on this one. You have no legal obligation to talk to them. None. Zero. Zip. But insurance adjusters, they'll make it sound like you have to. They'll say, oh, it's just part of the process, or we just need a quick statement to move things along. Don't fall for it. The truth is, their job is to find a way to reduce or deny your claim. If they can twist your words even a little bit to make it sound like you were at fault or that your injuries aren't that serious, they will. Here's what you do instead. If they call you, be polite, but firm. You can say something simple like, I'm not comfortable giving a statement at this time. If you're considering legal counsel, you can add, I'll be communicating through my attorney. That's it. End of conversation. And remember, they already have access to the police report. That's got all the basic facts of the accident, so they don't need your statement. They just want it to help their case, not yours. Now, you might be wondering, do you need a lawyer for every fender bender? Generally, no, but if there's even a chance you're injured, it's worth making that call. Some injuries like whiplash don't show up right away. You might feel fine at the scene, but a few days later your neck is stiff, your back hurts, maybe you're getting headaches. If you've already settled with the insurance company at that point, it's too late. You're stuck covering your own medical bills. That leads me to my next point. If you have health insurance like Blue Cross or United Healthcare or Medicare or Medicaid or TRICARE, and they pay your medical bills, you are not off the hook. You have to pay them back from any settlement. And good attorneys can help reduce that payback. And let's be real, insurance companies aren't in the business of paying out claims generously. They exist to make money, and part of how they do that is by convincing people to settle quickly and for as little as possible. Don't let them rush you. Give yourself time to see if any injuries develop. If you're feeling off after the accident, go see a doctor, and before you accept any settlement, talk to a lawyer who can help you understand what your claim is actually worth. So let's recap the three big takeaways from today's episode. 1, always call the police after an accident, no matter how minor it seems. 2, you are not required to give a recorded statement to the other party's insurance company. Don't let them pressure you. 3, if you're injured, don't rush into a settlement. Consider consulting an attorney first. At the end of the day, insurance companies know the system inside and out, and their goal is to pay you as little as possible. But now you know how to protect yourself. Stay informed, stay cautious, and don't be afraid to stand your ground. And remember, if you are injured in a car accident or an 18-wheeler big rig collision, don't wait. Reach out to Matt Green at the law office of Matt Green in Mobile, Alabama by calling 25143488500 or visiting mattgreen.lawyer for a free consultation and professional advice tailored to your situation. All right, folks, that's all for today's episode. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and share with a friend. And if you've got a legal question you'd like me to cover on the show, send it my way. Until next time, stay safe, make good choices, and remember, knowledge is power. This podcast has been hosted by Matt Green and is not intended to, nor does it create the attorney-client privilege between our host, guests, or contributors, or any listener for any reason. All thoughts and opinions expressed herein are only those from which they came. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.